Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your guy Sweet and Low here, bringing you a new series here on the channel. I wanted to do something a little different. It's kind of a newer game, but it's also kind of old. It's been out for a few years. Not very many people play this anymore. I don't know if many people even know this series exists. This is Heroes of Might and Magic 7 Trial by Fire. So this is a nice little strategy game. Not a whole lot to do, not a whole lot you have to think about. It's not like Stellaris where there's a bunch of resources and the different ways of travel or anything. It's pretty simple in what you have to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a nice little custom game started. There is a solo mode, like a story. Play that if you're new to the game. If you're interested, you can get this game on Steam. You will need access to a Ubisoft account, but that's pretty simple to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get a nice little game set up here. There's a couple different factions. Each one has their own different thing that makes them unique. You've got like your humans, your sorcerers, you've got the undead. Sylvian is one of my personal favorites. They're kind of like elves. So there's a bunch of different options here. Done a lot of playthrough of these three right here, the Necropolis, Sylvian, and Dungeon. Some of my favorites here. One I haven't played too much that we're going to be playing in this playthrough is Haven. This is basically like your humans. And we need to pick our starting leader. And I was doing a little bit of research trying to figure out who we wanted to play as. Each one comes with a different sort of bonus ability. So this general is going to have tactics, so you can move your troops before the battle starts. Certain ones have a governor title, and when they are the governor of your capital, they add growth to certain units. I don't recommend starting with those because they're usually your higher tier units that they will affect, and you don't get those to start, so then you're not getting anything to start. Another one here for Cavaliers and Crusaders, but I'm going to go with Sergei here. He gets a bonus to his might, which is going to make his personal attacks stronger. There are other people like Christoph here who have +4 to your magic, makes your magic much stronger. When your hero levels up, they're going to get bonuses and different stats. So it's not like I'm picking this general and I'm foregoing magic. Magic will always play a part in every hero. So I'm gonna pick him just for his might. He's gonna be a decent general for us. We can enlist other heroes as the game goes on, so we're not limited in our capacity here. So I'm gonna pick him. I'm going to leave the AI on normal here. I'm not a pro at this game by any means. I'm probably going to get, destroyed, especially since I'm doing 1v1v1v1. There's no teams or anything. I'm not going to set any of that up. I'm going to leave everyone on random so we get a nice little mix of who's going to be in this map, and they're going to get a random starting hero. I don't think I've played on this map before, so I don't have any sort of idea kind of what my game plan is. But let's go ahead and just jump right in. It gives you a bunch of little tips and stuff here at the bottom. Feel free to do with those as you will. Like I said, if you're new to the game or if you've never played the Heroes of Might and Magic series, I definitely recommend checking it out, getting into one of the games. Personally, my friends and I used to play Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which came out in the early 2000s. One of my buddy's dads, I think, was a developer on the game or worked for a company who was part of the development team, so he got a copy for free. I remember coming home from school, playing that game with him all the time. So much fun. The graphics have obviously improved since then, but the concept of the game has stayed the same throughout. So that's a pretty cheap one on Steam. You could probably get it for like $10, maybe even less. I don't know. I'm not totally sure, but I have both 3 and 7. Totally great games. So we're starting in a week of Deathly Calm. Nothing happens. That's typical in week 1. This here is our capital and our general here. Now, if we just kind of look out, we can't see too much yet. We haven't explored, but you can see there are these neutral armies that are defending warehouses or pits. These are resources that we're going to need to further advance our capital. Let's go into our capital right now. So you can see we've got a couple of crossbowmen here and a couple of wolves. And our land is pretty bare. So we're going to need to start by building something. This little green button here is how you go to your city and how you're going to build things. You're going to have to pick for yourself, depending on your game style, what's more important to you? Are you going to try and get new units? Are you going to do something to affect your economy? There's all sorts of different things, and each faction has access to different things. Some factions have access to a thieves guild, which will spy on the enemy for you, plunder their resources, making it harder for them. Some factions don't have access to that, so you've got to pick for yourself what's more important. Just trying to go through here a little bit, trying to figure out what's going to be best here. I know personally from playing against this faction, these guardians can be pretty deadly at times, so we're going to want to get to them at some point, but it requires a town level of 9. So you have to build up to 9 different buildings before you can even build this one. So it's very much a stepping stone kind of thing. Again, our army's not very big. The first thing I'm probably going to get is either more crossbowmen or probably just some normal foot troops. Just looking through all of our options. We are going to need this at some point. This is what we use to recruit more heroes to our group. But like I said, we need better troops now. We've got a good number of archers to start. And we've actually got some direwolves, which is interesting. So I'm going to get this barracks. So you see this little blue line here went down. So now we're at level 2. We're shooting for level 9 to get these crusaders. And I think the Transparent of Heaven is like the champion unit. Yeah, basically think like an angel. It's going to be someone who can fly around, who's got a big sword, holy power, and they're just going to destroy everything. So we're going to want to get to that. Got some like monks here, it seems. Other like cavaliers. Like I said, there's a bunch of different units. There is a little you can click on any of your units and click this little exclamation mark, and it's going to bring you to like a book. This is going to break down all the units for your faction, and you can choose other factions and explore their units. So yeah, if we just scroll all the way down here a little bit, the Celestial champion unit, lots of health, lots of damage, a couple little abilities here. Each unit does have an upgraded form, so if you kind of look here, this is the Sentinel, the unit we just bought. If we upgrade them, they become Legionnaires. They get a little bit more health, sometimes their strength goes up. If they're an archery unit or a ranged unit, they sometimes go from half range to full range. So that's something you're always going to want to look out for. These are the little monks I was talking about. Again, they start with half range, doing different types of damage, upgraded. The range doesn't increase, but they get range retaliation, which is interesting. So then when they get attacked by ranged units, they attack back, which not all units do. So again, a lot of rock, paper, scissors goes into this, a lot of thinking, a lot of strategy. I'm going to go ahead and recruit all of these guys and put them with my general. That puts the building out there. This is just a nice little aesthetic. You can look out, see what your building looks like. So now our army's a little stronger. The threat here is low. This is going to get us access to an ore pit. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to engage. So this kind of breaks down your army versus their army. You can see they've got some harpies and some gnolls. We have numbers, which should help us. We also have a general. They do not, which is going to help us out. This is kind of your tactics or deployment phase, so now you get to lay out your units however you see fit. I'm going to leave it as is. There's not too much of a threat here. And now, welcome to the battlefield. So now we are going to have conflict. So the order is determined by initiative. When you research your units, you can figure out what their initiative number is. Sometimes that can be increased or decreased depending on spells, artifacts, things you find in the universe. So it looks like I've got some... Actually, these are rally cries, it seems. So I can increase the initiative of my troops by 2 and increase their movement for a combat round. Or I can increase their defense. I'm not going to use those right now. We don't need them. I'm pretty sure we are going to have this handily. I am going to use my hero to attack. Like I said, he's got a +4 in might. That was his kind of starting ability. My big tip to anyone playing this game, get rid of the ranged units and get rid of the champion units first. They are the big ones. This gnoll here, you may not know it by looking at him, but he is a ranged unit. He throws knives at people. We're going to strike him here, and I killed 3 gnolls in that stack. So now I'm going to send my wolf forward a little bit. Yeah. So now we just had combat there. We lost 1 wolf. They lost a bunch of harpies. The gnoll's going to throw a knife at me. It's not too big a deal. There is an interesting combat mode. I'm not sure if it was in the older games, but in this game, they introduced a flanking bonus. So see how this harpy's kind of turned around facing my wolf? Well, if I come and attack with my my little foot soldiers here, I can kill between 4 and 8 of them if I come behind. And if I come to this side, 4 to 8. If I come to this side, it's only 4 to 7. If I come right up in front of them, it's only 3 to 5. So you're going to want to try and establish a strong position. So I'm going to come right over here and stab. And I killed 7 of them. Did a lot of damage. And now my archers are the last thing to go. And we're just going to get rid of the harpies here. So this plus 10 here is a morale system. If your units become demoralized, they will skip their turn. So that's something you don't want to have happen. So make sure you're careful with what you do with your units. Don't pick fights that you don't think you can win. Once again, I'm going to put my wolf just a little bit forward. There, the gnoll is demoralized, so he just lost his turn. So he can no longer act in this round, which means my units can proceed forward or take a free shot and not have to worry about consequence. So you definitely want to keep your troops' morale up. With such high morale, you can get a second turn. So now I can do a second shot with my archer because his morale is high. This is going to change from combat to combat, so you're not going to go into the next round or the next combat with necessarily a high morale. It just kind of depends. Again, my wolf kind of come from this side, leaving that side open for my foot soldiers to just come in and end it. When ranged units are engaged with a unit, they cannot use their ranged ability, so attacking and storming the ranged units can be beneficial to your army. And we lost 1 wolf in that entire combat. Not too bad. But now we have access to this ore pit, which is good. It's resources we're going to need. So we're just going to grab these real quick. And now I've grabbed the ore. So now we will consistently get 2 ore per day. There is a sort of time system in the game. Every week you can get new troops. Every day you get more resources. So it's up to you how you spend those resources or how you save them to affect your, basically your empire, or your kingdom as I'll call it. So now I've branched out a little bit. I can see a little bit more. It looks like there's just a pile of gold here behind this army. That's pretty even with what my army is. It's a couple of things of foot soldiers, one of them being upgraded. I'm not sure if I'm quite ready to fight them yet. There's a lot of stacks here, but they're all pretty low. This is a fight I could probably take. There are a couple of archers in there, but again, they're low number. The more people you have in your stack, the higher damage they're going to do. So, for example, my 20 archers here in the center, they do a decent amount of damage as is, but if I can get that up to, say, 100 archers, they're going to do even more damage. And I don't know if you saw it too, but your hero has a level right under his picture. There's a number 1. He is level 1. If you come to these stones of enlightenment, which are all over the map, you can get some extra XP. So I'm going to go there, get that. And now my hero has leveled up. He got +1 in his magic, so his magic skill's gone up. And he has a tree of different skills that he can upgrade. So his base skills are Warcry, Offense, and Righteousness. These are skills that if we go all the way down, he gets a little bit of an extra bonus through. Some of the skills you can see are grayed out, like in Exploration. He can only become an expert in that. He cannot become a master. He cannot get a bonus skill from that. Same with his Fire Magic. For his Leadership and Warfare, he can get up to a Mastery, but he cannot get a superpower for it. So it's kind of up to you how you want to upgrade your heroes. I'm just gonna go through here. He is already really strong. These are the different war cries we were seeing a little bit earlier. Those are interesting. I don't use war cries a lot. Might be something I have to experiment with in this round. You can go through and figure out, this is going to increase the hero's destiny or their luck. The warfare units, which we don't have any yet, so that's not something I'm going to use. The leadership with the morality system is in this tree, so you can go through exploration, increased movement. The more movement you have, the better. Trust me. If you get points in here later, great. It's not something I'm worried about right now at the start of the game. Definitely something to go through. Coordinated effort sounds interesting. All of these. This whole righteous tree sounds pretty interesting. I think I'm going to go with coordinated effort just because we are being a little aggressive right now. I will come back and get this United We Stand because this sounds great for battling the other empires. So now that I've got one skill here, I can unlock the expert with my next skill point and just continue to build down the tree. You only need one in each sort of tree to go down, but you do want to, the more of these you get, the better. So now my hero is a little stronger. If we click on him again here, you'll see his magic went up. It was at a 1 before, it is now at a 2. His +4 might, he's up to an 8 might, which again, very strong. This little green bar down here, he's only got a couple points of movement left. I don't think there's going to be very much we can do here. Yeah, there's nothing that's really interesting. We do need to come and get this warehouse just because visiting that once per week is going to give us some extra resources. And we may even want to start exploring out here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell him he needs to come back. He's going to use his 2 movement. He's going to stay here. On our next turn, we can just hit this little button here, this little arrow, and he'll move back to the capital. You can use spells from here too. Some certain spells will let you use them. And you can check all sorts of different things. There is a quest. Basically, it's saying, don't lose. This is a skirmish. There's no objective or anything like that. Defeat the enemy players and don't get defeated. If you lose all of your towns or capitals for 7 days, you lose. So just be careful of that. And we're going to skip here to the next turn. It's going to go quick right now because we have not met any of the other players. As we meet the other players, we will watch their heroes and see what they do as we explore more of the map. So right now, pretty quick, we didn't get to see anything. So I'm going to hit this button, send it back to the capital. Each day you get to build a new building. So now I have a choice to make again. I can get some more archers. I can recruit a blacksmith. I can get the Hall of Heroes and get a second hero if I need to. I don't think I'm quite ready for that. Just know we are going to need it soon. I can also upgrade my barracks to upgrade my sentinels to the legionnaires. I'm a huge believer in having a strong ranged game. It just opens your game up more. I'm going to get this tower here, which is going to allow me to recruit more archers. This does now bring us to level 3. We can now build everything here in the level 3 column. I can now buy wolves next turn. I can get increased to the amount of sentinels and legionnaires I get. Can go through that. I can get horse stables, which is just going to give me more movement. Little things like that. So you need to try and get down this as quickly as you can. So I'm going to recruit these sentinels because it's going to effectively double my crossbowmen, which is going to make my army that much stronger. A nice little building there. This is nice. This is pretty. I like that. So now, I guess, since we added more troops, some of these armies we were looking at before, they're not going to be quite as dangerous. This army right here has no range in it. I could take advantage of that. Just coming down here. Yeah, that armor smith here would be nice to get a +1 to my bonus. So there's a sawmill down here. I can't quite see it, but there's a sawmill here. Provides 2 wood per day, which is going to be nice to have. I bet there's an army blocking it, though, too. So I'm going to come basically back to where I was at the start of the turn. Yep, there's the sawmill. And here's... It's a decently strong army. All of the... You know, that's a lot of dwarves, some upgraded dwarves, and actually the little gerbil rat-looking things are archers. So they got a couple of different things of range. But I don't think it's going to be something I need to worry about so much. So again, I'm just going to pass my next turn here. It's going to go through all of the different player turns. They have different map sizes and stuff, so you can play with just 2 other AIs and have it be a smaller map. I chose a bigger one, hopefully for the longevity of the series here. So there's the end of day 2. We're now into day 3. As you can see, we continue to get more ore because we have this ore pit, but we haven't gotten any more wood or any of these other resources. These are going to be important for getting higher level units. So we're going to want to make sure we start finding those. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to engage this group. Like I said, they got more stacks, but they're smaller stacks, which makes it easier to defeat. So, gonna engage here. Now, with there being more units up here, they purposely make it so you can't see how the opponent is laid out. I'm gonna scooch everyone over a little bit to kind of reinforce the center. Not that there's anything that's gonna do for me, but it's just gonna put me in a better spot to get left and right should I need to. Because as you can see, their archers are all on their left, my right, and their troops are all over here. I don't know what the best first move. The first move is going to be we're going to attack with our hero, because we need to do that. We're definitely going to strike down a bunch of those. I think I'm going to delay my turn. I'm going to have my units wait, as they are as well. And then I'm going to see if the initiative order changes at all. Except my arching unit doesn't need to wait. It's just going to kill. Because again, my units are going to have a higher morale because of that. He's now going to get another turn. I'm going to strike at that one. Alright, so here they come. They're pushing forward. Keeping them clumped together, which is tough. Figure out exactly what I'm gonna do here with that. I think I'm actually gonna come over here. I'm gonna have him defend, so he's gonna get a +10 defense until the beginning of his next turn, which is gonna help. Yeah, they're gonna take pop shots at me. Not much I can do about it. Just gonna have to eat it here. I'm gonna have my dire wolves come up here, 'cause they're a little stronger. And now this is like what I was saying. If I attack from the front here, I only kill 1 or 3, and it's going to put me in a bad spot with all 3 of these. But if I come from behind here, I can almost get the whole stack. That time it didn't really work out as well as I wanted to, but definitely better. And the morale of my troops is high. Alright, so they finally got one of the archers in the stack, but that's neither here or there. I'm gonna have him come up here. I'm actually gonna use my strike here. Let's see. I'm gonna keep those archer numbers down so they can't do any damage. Alright, 1 dwarf unit down. So they ran to the back to get the flanking bonus on me, so you have to be truly aware of the different layouts of the map. They're not always a big square like this. Sometimes there's rocks and stuff in the middle that you can hide behind, and it affects the gameplay. As you can see, the dire wolf, how it has like a 2x2 box here that it takes up, but my archers only have a 1 box. So the different size of your units matters as well. Let's just keep dwindling away at the archers. Again, that's just more morality for me. It seems like this is something that this faction has really a strength in, is the morality. So I'm all for it. Send my wolf back there to try and flank. I'm actually gonna strike him down and then come over here, box him in. A little flank bonus here. And with such a low morality, seeing all of his buddies perished, easy wins here. Get a nice little victory screen here. More XP, leveling up my hero. It's amazing. Now we have access to the sawmill. Grab all of the wood here. Alright, so now we're going to get wood every day. I think it's also a +2. Yep. So now we have our basic resources is how I'll classify them. Your wood and your ore. Helps you make buildings, and you can trade those as you get more of them. These are more of your specialty resources. Depending on your faction, certain ones are going to be more important. And then our gold. We're only getting 500 a day. That's going to be something we're going to need to address relatively soon. As a matter of fact, I might address it now. If I upgrade our village hall to a town hall, our income is going to shoot up by 1,000. So I'm going to do that. It's going to cost me 2,000 now, but I'm going to get 1,000 more per day. And we need to be wary of this because at the beginning of the new week, when we get to it'll be week 2, day 1, or day 8, however you want to classify it, we are going to get another income of troops. We're going to get to buy more of them. So we're going to want to have a good number of troops to buy to reinforce our armies, but we're also going to need the money to recruit them. I'm going to have to learn how to balance that. I can now kind of see out into what looks like maybe another plateau here. Not sure, maybe there's a pathway over here that we can get to. There's a gold mine here, which would be nice to grab, but it's guarded by dragons. Yeah, this is part of the Necropolis faction. They've got some vampires, some leeches, some spiders, and some either bone or ghost dragons. I think they're bone dragons. That's going to be a tough one to get to, but if we get it, we get some extra gold. This little runic box is kind of, it's a mystery. Go in, figure it out. You might get something cool. You might say, get nothing. It's possible. There are also these treasure chests looking here. These give you gold or XP. Early on, I recommend you get the XP because, again, it's going to boost your hero. He's going to get better skills, things that are going to help you in the long run. Once your hero is pretty leveled up and it takes a lot of XP to get to that next level, you can start getting the gold. Or if the gold is something you absolutely need before a recruitment day, do that as well. These treasure chests here look like they're guarded by some... that's a modest force there. Those lizards are ranged units. They breathe fire. They can be dangerous in high numbers, but there's not very many of them. And then these knoll... rocky-looking creatures. They're tough because they're made of rock, but not unbeatable by any means. Similar to what we did last round with just so low of movement, I'm going to have him come back here to our base, and we're going to try and get him some reinforcements next turn. We're going to go through all the other player turns. We are going to need to branch out a little bit, like I said. Maybe there's a pathway to this plateau from here, or maybe we'll go over here, see what's over there. So yeah, we're gonna move back to base here. And we're gonna need to get some more troops. I think the best thing we can do now is get this beast lair. Going to cost us 1,000 and some wood. That's going to allow us to get more wolves. And the strategy I have in place here is I buy these wolves today, and I get those wolves added to my army. The next 3 days that we have here on this little tracker, we upgrade all 3 of these units, so then we have upgraded troops in our army, and that way by reinforcement day, we have even more upgraded units. Plus, we build another layer here, we get down to level 4 or 5 here. That's going to help us get down here to some of the higher level units. But having a larger number of the lower tier units helps balance and helps support the low number of these champion and elite units that you're going to have. So I'm going to buy this. We're going to get 10 wolves. There's the little dwelling there. Buy those. Add that to the stack. Again, army's getting stronger. We'll plan on that here for our next couple days. Upgrade these. Upgrade the units. Get the units on the next week. Not very much movement left. But now the threat on this unit is low. they're a little stronger than the other ones we faced, just because there's about 10 or so of each. Might be tougher than it's advertised. But these guys, they're kind of a 3-on-3 matchup, and they're on the same faction as us. They may be willing to join us. There is a negotiation system where units may decide to join your army. So that's something I'm going to go explore here. And they're guarding a pile of gold, which is always something we need. More money. And then we'll get to explore that section of our little plateau. Figure out what's going on. So we're going to engage with this little army. They did not want to join us. There would be a sort of payment option, or there'd be some sort of notice here that would say they want to join us. They don't, which is fine. We'll just destroy them. So like I said earlier, here's a bunch of rocks and trees and stuff that are going to affect the terrain of the map. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide the archer over a little bit. We'll bring the pikemen over, and I'm going to put the wolves over here in the corner so we can get around this rock and get to the center better. So they're all ranged units, so this is going to be something we're going to need to take care of quickly. 2, 3, 3. We're going to go for this one. I'm going to get some free damage there, and I think I'm going to hang a hard left here to kind of hide behind this tree and rock. It'll make it a little harder for them to take shots at me. Same with pikemen here. They'll kind of come behind the rock. Yeah, I figured this was going to be a tougher battle here. So we're going to take some shots. This unit here is the upgraded one, I believe. Yes, you can tell by looking down at their pictures. He's got a little bit more of a golder tint in his picture right here. So we're gonna shoot at him. He's gonna be a problem. And now he'll be even less of a problem. And again, this faction having high morale. Gonna get a second shot here. Now they're 2 dead. Take advantage of high morality. I believe the AI is programmed to worry about either the ranged units first or the unit with the highest stack number. So if I had, say, 60 wolves, they would be focused on that, because that's the biggest threat to them. So it's a little strange there. You can see if I'm going to move to this space here, you've got 2 of these like red dots and then a yellow one. The yellow guy still has a clean shot. The 2 red guys don't have as clean of a shot. So I'm going to go there, hoping that next turn I'll have full movement to get to either one of them. Probably this guy, because I don't think this guy's going to be around too much longer. Similar thing here. I can just kind of tell by the movement, though, he's probably not going to have... Well, he might. It'll be pretty close. He's not going to get a flanking bonus, but he might not need it. So I'm going to take the step forward, hide behind the rock. Again, they're focused on the range unit. Doesn't really matter too much. Don't see that too often. They just have high morale as they're losing. We're going to change that here, I think. We're going to get rid of that guy. Excellent. So now our leadership and morality is going to go up. Theirs is going to go down. We control the tide of battle, per se. So now I'm going to get to attack here with these wolves. And they took out the whole stack. And they get high morale, so they're going to be in prime position here for another strike. Gonna dwindle this unit down a little bit. And then we're going to poke him. And then we'll shoot him with our archers. Oh, we're going to get some high morality. Excellent. Now we'll shoot him with our archers, and that will be combat. Very good, very good. And our general has leveled up now. So he's, again, getting some more magic. Magic's gone up to 3. And now I have to figure out what I want to spend his skill point on. This is going to give an increase to the morale system. We already seen how that is important to this faction, so I'm going to go ahead and buy this. This is actually interesting, some of the things we can buy in here. To get more morality when you're using spells, or just extra attack when you retaliate. These are both, this whole tree, this righteousness tree, very, very important. I'm gonna grab the gold here. Some fairies and elves and stuff there. They're guarding a crypt, that's not important to us right now. More undead over there, guarding an alchemist lab. Ooh, got some interesting things over there, but that's going to be a tough fight. Those are champion level units. We're not ready for that. Let's see what's down here. A tax collector. We've taken on a... It's just a lot of stacks, but they're low. I think we could take them and gain access to this tax collector. Just another way to get some gold. And we can make it there in the turn. Actually, I think what we're going to do, I'm going to come get this rally flag. Just going to give me a little bit more sight over here. Oh, I didn't have enough to visit it. That was unfortunate. But now I can kind of see some different things over here. We got another Stone of Enlightenment. There's some wolves and other stuff down here. Guarding looks like a treasure chest and some other stuff down here. Yeah, there's lots of interesting things over here, but we're not quite strong enough to fight everything. So I'm gonna just go ahead and wait a day here. So this is going to be a good chance for me to kind of explain to you. Your hero does not have to be at the capital to build or upgrade or recruit troops even. He's kind of out here. He's not going to have the movement to make it back and do everything we want him to do. So we're actually going to go here. Actually, as a matter of fact, I don't think I built yesterday, so that might come back to haunt me in our plan here, because we were going to upgrade all 3 of these before recruitment. As far as which one to upgrade first, I think it might be 6 to 1 half dozen here. I mean, this is going to take all of our Shadow Steel to upgrade, and we're not getting any, so we actually may want to hold off on that anyway. Let's upgrade the archery first. So now we have these marksmen who will be joining our army. As we get new units, we can still build and recruit them to be part of the base, like a defense force. And then there is a caravan system, which we don't have access to yet, that we can have a horse, basically the units march out and meet us somewhere. Or we can have them go to another base even. So, I'm just going to go ahead and fight here. Again, this is scary just because of the amount of numbers they have. They only have the 2 ranged units, the Scout and the Pathfinder here. These bears are kind of like our wolves. They're bigger and they're tougher. Shouldn't be too hard, though. I think we can get around this. And knowing that they have a full army, they're going to be everywhere out there. I don't know if my placements are going to matter too much. Yeah, they're everywhere in that back line. Let's see here. Now, generally, I would attack the archers, dwindle them down. And I'm still tempted, because there's just a decent number of them. But these bears are going to be a problem for my pikemen. So I think I'm going to get rid of one of the upgraded ones here. Then we're just going to hold. And see, maybe I can dwindle that one down as well. So now they're starting to advance. Excellent, excellent. And the free move. But now he's right in the heart of it. So, with another kill. Well done. Yep, more archery at my archery. Interesting. Next week when we get much more reinforcements, things will go better for us. Not that they're going bad, because we're kind of on a tear here, but it will definitely help. Now is the time we're going to start attacking the archers. Keep your eye on this dwarf unit here to the left. They might just bone rush to the archery here. Might be a problem. Come around to that side and give them a little poke. Another poke. Okay, so they went for the wolves. That's kind of what I was hoping they would do. So now, got a clean shot there. Kind of far range shot in either of these. Take the clean shot. Excellent. Let's do that, because that's going to give me a prime position to advance on that group of archers. Excellent, excellent, excellent. See, not so tough there. Easy fights. Easy wins. So, numbers mean everything in this game. More XP, we're pretty close to another level, which is good. We now have access to a tax collector, so we'll get some extra money coming in. We have to visit this building every week to get that money, but that's fine. I don't know. Yeah, we're still just a little outmatched. I mean, we can try and fight these guys. Maybe they'll join us. No. Didn't think so. So you can see these silverbacks are the upgraded form of our wolves. Not very many of them. I got a couple of legionnaires and got a little bit of everything. But we'll fight them. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Wow, that was incredible range by the silverbacks. Maybe we do need those sooner rather than later. I am quite intrigued. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger, so bam. Excellent. They're all waiting, which is fine, because now I'm gonna come and stab this wolf in the back. I'm just gonna have him hold there and defend. He doesn't need to go anywhere. Take the shot there. Very interesting. I think because of the line of sight, and he was able to get damage on 2 of the units, which is very interesting. Very interesting, very nice. Didn't really get any kills, but he got a little bit of damage done. That's sometimes all you can ask for. Uh-oh. Wow. Very interesting there. Let's see. I'm going to dwindle away at the archer. I feel very confident in everything else I'm going to do this turn. Yes. Very, very nice. Uh-oh. That's not okay. That's not okay. Please come stab him in the back. Thank God he got that extra turn. I really wanted to try and finish that archer off up here. Yep, and I think I have just enough strength to do so. Got it. And a free shot. Also wonderful. So this is going to be another nice, quick, easy battle. I didn't see what was down here, or at least I don't remember what was down here, why I decided to fight them, other than the fact that they could have joined us, but I think there was some resources or something down there I wanted to try and get, which is always good. And we leveled up, which is always going to be good. So now he's getting increase in his defense, which is helpful. Now, I think I'm going to get this retaliation with extra bonus. This would be good, but we don't really have any spells yet, so we're going to go for this one next. I'm just going to quickly try and get all the way down to this. Friendly creatures deal 75% damage and have a 74% movement during morale turn instead of half damage. Yeah, that's going to be nice. Just going through and getting extra morale and stuff. Ooh, some... we don't have enough movement. But there's a chest here, and there's some star silver little things there that we can use. There's a dwarven treasury, which might have some interesting stuff. And we can see kind of in the other aisle here. Yeah, our forces are just... We're going to need numbers. So, we'll just go through to the first day of the second week in this episode, and then we'll come back next time and do another week. We might do the week by week for these videos in the series, so expect them to be about 45 minutes to an hour. As the game goes on, there won't be as much to do each turn, so there won't be... No, the episodes won't be quite as long. Knowing that I'm going into a recruitment week, and knowing that we just leveled up, I know 500 XP is not going to push me there, so I'm going to take the 1,000 gold in that instance. I know I normally said take the XP, wasn't a significant amount there, and we're going into a recruitment week, so we're going to want to get some extra cash on hand. So I think what's going to happen now, I'm going to send our leader back to base so that he can pick up those recruited units. And speaking of that, I'm going to go back here, and we're going to upgrade. See, I was really impressed with the range that they got, that they could, like, move to. It's very interesting, but I think I'm going to go with these guys first. Yes. And I can still upgrade this one, the wolves, and then buy all 3 of them on day 1. So tomorrow, the next day. But, you know, it's just more money I have to spend on the same day instead of saving it up per se. So once we upgrade them and we get some more units here, we definitely need to start going into, like, some of the utility things of our faction. We need a Hall of Heroes to get an extra hero. We need the Mage Guild so we can get some spells. Looks like the Embassy here would have been great to have early because we could have had a better chance to recruit different neutral armies to us. We'll need a marketplace to sell the excess resources to get more money or other resources. We need a lot more of these utility things, but I definitely wanted to make sure we had a strong foundation to our army to start. So we'll just end our turn there. Like I said, some turns you get to do a lot, some turns you don't get to do very much, so it just is what it is, you know. We just don't have the numbers to take on all of these different neutral armies. So we have the Week of the Dragonsteel. So Dragonsteel income from the Blood Forges is doubled. So actually there's one on the screen here, this Blood Forge. Because of the bonus we get per week, the income, or we would have gotten a second one each day. So if we could have gotten this in the first week, it would have been great, but this army was just so tough, I didn't think we were going to be able to take it. So we're going to move all the way back to base here using most of our movement. And now you see this little upgrade arrow. We can upgrade for cost. We're going to upgrade the units in our army. And now we have more units to buy. We're just going to recruit them all. Watch our money disappear. I'm going to add these to their stacks. And I'm actually going to, now that I have leftover money, I'm going to upgrade the Beast Den. And then upgrade the Dire Wolves. So now we have a full upgraded kind of core here. We've got some wolves, we've got some marksmen, we got some legionnaires. So going into the next week, we're definitely going to need the Hall of Heroes and the marketplace, just because of what those will provide for us. We'll probably also need a blacksmith. This is going to give us a, like an arrow cannon, basically, that we can use in our combats. And as we go down here, we will get, I believe they also have, they have something else in this faction, I just don't know where it is. But basically it's like a healing unit that will benefit from healing your units up. But it's, and here's the Thieves Guild that I was mentioning. But I'm going to let you guys know, in this particular instance, Thieves Guild versus an artillery range, I'm going with the artillery range. That's 2 extra combat towers to help if we ever get sieged. That's going to be quite important for us. But yeah, that's all we can do here. We can probably take this unit out now and get the warehouse to get some extra wood and ore each week. Like I said, we are going to come back to this tax collection building to get some extra gold. We now have stronger forces. We can probably take out more of these armies now. The threat's gone down on a lot of them, and this one's even trivial. They're just guarding some dragon steel, which would be nice. But yes, we will. I think I'm going to plan to go to this guy next and get the Stone of Enlightenment, the Blood Forge, or the dragon steel, and maybe the Blood Forge as well. So we're gonna kind of start going that way. We still gotta explore this way. We didn't get to meet anyone. The map's pretty big. I'm sure there's lots of people down here in this general area of the map. We just have this little plateau up here that we're going through. But anyway, that's Heroes of Might and Magic 7. I'll get a couple more episodes out here over the next couple of days, or maybe even the next week or two. Hopefully we will meet someone in one of the upcoming episodes, and we will continue our progression for better units, better control, better resources. Lots to do in this game, and there's lots of strategy going on, and you guys will understand the more we get in. So hope you guys enjoyed. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see y'all next time.